You being curious is the reason why you sinned. I don't know who needs to hear this. If you've been wondering why you keep on falling, why you keep on putting yourself in situations, because you're allowing it to roam free in your mind. And if you let that sin grow, it's going to produce death. You see, just like David, after he saw Bathsheba bathing, he could have sat up there and repented and move on with his day. But it was him being curious about who she was and sending his men to find out. That already in itself, he was going to sin. He was going to fall. He was going to go ahead and sleep with her anyway, because it was already in his mind that he wanted it, that he wanted her. Even though she was married, even though you feel me? So you had to understand that. A lot of times we sit up there and we get so mad, right, that we may have fell through the temptation. But the understanding is you already let it roam free in your mind, so you were already planning on doing it. That's why it's important to take our thoughts captive and make sure you understand that what you allow to roam free in your mind is growing and soon will produce death if you allow it. See, James talks about that. Matter of fact, let's go to it. We're gonna go to James. I want to really break this down for all my brothers and sisters who may be struggling with this. Okay, we're gonna break some chains tonight. Actually, thank you, Holy Spirit. See, in James chapter 1, verse 13, it says, "And remember when you are being tempted, do not say, 'God is tempting me.' God never tempts to do wrong, and he never tempts anyone else. Temptation comes from our own desire, which entices us and drags us away. These desires give birth to sinful actions, and when the sin, catch this, is allowed to grow, it brings death." So because of you allowing that sin, okay, in your mind to grow, it brought closer to you to commit it. So when you say, "Lord, I fell smoking," you already thought it. "Lord, I fell to drinking," you already thought it. "Lord, I fell to fornication," you already thought it. Everything starts with you thinking. So you need to catch that immediately before you allow it to grow. Next time you sit up there and you're given an opportunity to fall into temptation, take that thought captive. Don't let it grow. Because the more that you let it grow, the closer you are to commit that sin. See, that's all David had to do. But his curiosity was allowed to grow. And that's why he did what he did. So you don't need to let it grow. I want you to understand this. God gives us everything we need to know in his word. And when we read it, we find out why we go through things. We find out why we fall. You see what I'm saying? That temptation is going to be there. It's always going to be there. But you have a choice on whether or not you go ahead and you actually choose to fall, to let it roam free in your mind. You got to understand that. Love you.